Hello, everyone. This week's episode, Finance Bros. Yeah. So I'm Jam.
I'm Cons, welcome.
We are two bros interested in finance. Weird week. I don't know what to say about it much, but compared to last week, we are not as depressed. I feel like. Anyways, what have you been up to? What did you do this week?
Yeah. First, hi everybody. This week was pretty chill, I think. Yeah. I had my
Horrible.
clinical week, up and down. Yeah, up and down in the market. But
Mm,
honestly, I was quite busy this week, so I wasn't really that focused on the market for once.
yeah.
Pretty good for your mental health, I'd say. But yeah, it was pretty chill. I had some clinical days, went out to treat horses. And yeah, so I was busy, man. Two night shifts, you know how it is. 24 hours, two times is painful. And when you get home, you just sleep and then a shower, and then you have some off time, and the next day you go straight back to it, right? So,
I always I always found veterinary medicine like quite awkward in that sense because like in human medicine in hospitals we care about like the clean, we try to clean everything, we try to be sterile and everything, right? But like you essentially treat animals in the barns like they shit, also
oh,
they walk. No,
oh no, no,
how
no,
does
no,
it
no.
work?
They go straight to surgery, bro, just like humans. Yeah. So the
Really?
horse gets, yeah, of course the horse has its stall and its spawn. You can just imagine like a long barn and then like horse right, horse left, and so on and so on. We even have quarantine boxes for horses, bro. We have to get suited up for completely, especially foot and mouth disease now going around in Hungary. You know, it's a big problem, and horse herpes virus. But yeah, we just clean up the horse, bro, bring it to surgery, just like humans. Everything's sterile. Everybody has to scrap in, right? And yeah, like
They just
take
scrub in like washing and
yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah, exactly like
I
this.
love
Don't touch anything, bro. I hate it. I don't think I can do
it.
this, honestly. I'm not the biggest
No,
fan.
I love surgery. You know, I want to become a surgeon. So, like,
Yeah,
when I'm in the theater, I'm in my zone. I love it. Anyways, so this week I started on anesthesia and ICU,
nice, nice.
and that subject is so disgusting. The subject itself is not bad. It's quite interesting, but like, it's physiology on steroids, which I hate.
Mm,
And they expect it. And what I realized about anesthesia doctors and also ICU doctors, they're basically the same thing, more or less. They are the same specialty essentially. And then they divide ICU anesthesia. Anyways, but I realized that especially with the ICU specialists, they are nerds, bro. They love what they're doing. They are nerds. And because they are nerds, because they love what they're doing, they're not cool enough to let you go. They're like, what is this? Why? What is this value? Why do we have this value? Why do we give this? Why do we give that? So it's like, I'm telling you, physiology on steroids, not fun.
sounds like an oral exam, bro, to me.
I pro I promise you. I promise you. Like just like doing the rounds is like an oral exam. I promise you.
Yeah,
That's that is a bit weird. So shall I start with crypto quickly?
yeah. Yeah, go ahead, please.
So let's talk about CMC 100 index, which is basically coin market cap 100 index. They take all the first 100 cryptos that are in the market. It's up 1% more or less this week for the last 7 days, which is okay. And if you think about it, compared to the stock market, cryptos are more of a stable source nowadays. Like they are more stable. They don't go down as much. They don't crash as much. Cryptos have been going quite chill, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, when I look at it, it's pretty much the same as you say it, man. It's pretty sideways movement, up and down a little bit, but like on a monthly chart, maybe down a little bit, but compared to, to the stock market index, I feel like they switch places a little bit with the volatility.
Yeah.
So the stock market is getting that crypto volatility these days, and crypto is having a little bit of background chilling time, I feel like.
I feel like the big money is still in stocks, so they don't care about crypto. That's why it's not moving much. And the crypto is definitely waiting for Trump going for, okay, National Reserve this time,
Mm,
bill passed. I think they're waiting for that. But
I mean,
In
can
my
happen,
opinion,
right?
important
These days, out of
anytime,
nowhere, like out of nowhere,
anytime.
really.
If like we are gonna talk about it, our golden hair
Oh, it's
via
so
President Trump has been just fluctuating. So I
unpredictable.
wanna, yeah, very much so. I wanna say one more thing. Do you remember Texas passed a bill about making a national, not national, but like statewide Bitcoin reserve? I told you about this.
Yes,
It
yeah,
was
a couple episodes ago.
news in like Coin Telegraph or Coin Desk. I think it was Coin Telegraph. I'm not sure. Anyway, so now North Carolina, which is not a big state as far as I know, which is a okay state, just came up with a bill. Bill did not pass yet, but they're trying. They're trying to accept crypto as payments throughout the state. They're trying to legalize it. So this is a good news for crypto as well. But at the end, it's North Carolina. It's not what do you say? It's not California. So not much about crypto, to be fair. That's about it. Crypto has been going sideways. There's not much of a big movement. I am waiting. Many crypto players are waiting, especially players who are in altcoins are waiting. I mean, I mostly have altcoins as well, but in terms of like the percentage, the allocation of them, I'm still mostly on Bitcoin. So I'm still in
Mm,
plus, but people who are only in altcoins, they are suffering big
mm,
time, which is
mm.
not fun. And I understand them because once upon a time I was only in altcoins as well, but I learned my lesson. So I mostly bought Bitcoin this time. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I can say about crypto. If you don't have anything to add, we should move on.
Yeah, honestly, the question is when the altcoin season comes, right? I guess, but otherwise, yeah, not much to add, man. The same shit, different week. Hasn't moved that much,
Hmm.
and waiting for
Yeah,
some major movements or some major news, I guess. Right.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I think we can move on with the stocks market. Would you like to start, or what do you say?
Uh, take the lead, bro. Take the lead. I
Yeah.
let you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk about the what's it called? I don't want to talk about the stock specifically, but the thing that is affecting the stocks market at this very moment is the tariffs.
Surprise, surprise.
America has been coming with tariffs, China has been coming with tariffs. It's just like a trade war. Trump just paused tariffs for 90 days, as you know,
Uh,
for countries who did not respond back or accept China, all the other countries.
yeah, pretty much every other
So
country except China.
I think every other country except China,
Yeah.
and as China, because they're trying to be a superpower, some people might even call them a superpower. China is hitting back, understandably, because they don't want to be bullied by America. But I don't know how much more they can retain this movement, in my opinion, because China had a weaker economy compared to America. Compared to America, everyone has a weaker economy. Um, but yeah, this is like it's just like wars, trade wars. So there's not much to say about this. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, tough, right? I mean, we could literally,
Before you start,
yeah.
sorry, I want you to talk about your Chinese stocks as well because you have it.
So yeah, of course I can take like uh yeah, man, it's so complicated, I feel like, right? We haven't been really in a situation like this, and the 360 by Trump where he paused all the tariffs, right, except for China. Then the market went up like crazy. I don't really, I have a little problem with the whole situation because it's not really resolved, right? The tariffs are
Yes, sir.
still there to come back in 90 days, right? For now. So I don't know why everyone's so hyped about this right now. But I guess it gives this time for talks, negotiation, right? That's what he kind of try. I feel like that's my new perspective about it, is trying to get the people to the table, and he tries the same with China, I believe, just to get better deals. And I'm really kind of hoping for that. So I'm really hoping that because of the past, that Trump and China was actually quite close, and they had pretty good relationship, I think. So my thought is they would get together in the end and actually maybe get a better deal out of it, which would be better for both countries, I think. But yeah, it's just a really good negotiation tactic. No, I think like getting the people. I mean, they have the political power to do that. America is America, right? So yeah, I mean, let's see how it plays out. It's really, I don't know. I can't tell if it's positive for America or positive for China. I mean, what is it, like 15% of their exports from China go to the United States, I believe, from my knowledge. So yeah, 15% is a big chunk, that's for sure. And
So what I think, sorry, continue. Sorry,
no,
continue.
that's pretty much it. I'm not sure if China can handle that or they will subsidize it with some other exports in Asian countries. I guess they're trying to get around. I saw some news with the foreign minister traveling around Asia, some Japan and Korea ties. But then again, the tariffs were holded on electronics as well. I think now something like
That's
this,
what
right?
I
So
was just going to say. I read
so
it on,
that's gonna be
yeah,
it's gonna
exactly.
be positive. My belief that has to be positive for China on Monday, which means the market will go down. the typical classic move, bro, from the market.
So what I can say about this, there was an exemption for computers and other electronics, including smartphones and
Chips.
semiconductors.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So I read something on Financial Times. I don't know if we can put this on our video because Financial Times is paid. So I definitely don't wanna deal with Financial Times lawyers because they might be quite good.
Might
So
be.
basically, what it says is U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick basically is saying that this exception on smartphones, computer electronics, semiconductors, blah blah blah, um, but they're going to be excluded soon, a month or two. This is his exact words, and exact words are they are included in the semiconductor tariff, which are coming in probably a month or two. So I think inside White House, inside Trump's cabinet, I think they're thinking about doing some sort of a tariff on those products as well. But we are gonna wait and see. And if there is a tariff on semiconductors, definitely semiconductors firms like ASML, Taiwan Semiconductor, they're gonna go hella down. So that's what I take from here.
Um, yeah, could be, right? I don't know. For me, that's a tough thing right now to try to predict what's gonna happen because it's really
Mhm.
unpredictable. Look what happened the other day. Literally, for me, honestly, my opinion was 100% insider trading. This was so
Mm,
ridiculous. Like for me, insider trading on the highest corruption level, how the hell is this legal? I don't think it's actually legal, to be honest. But how
no,
the
it's
hell did
not.
it pulled off that the president can tweet something like, "Oh, it's a great to buy time to buy the dip," and then it goes
I
up an
took,
hour
yeah,
later. That's crazy.
I
And
took
then,
notes on that as well, to be fair, but I don't think that's the reason why you should call it insider trading. Because when a president tells you to buy, you buy. Because during Obama administration, Obama said the same thing. I don't know if you saw it.
oh no,
Obama
I
said
did
the same
not.
thing,
No, no.
and yeah, Obama said the same thing. He was like, "Oh, it's a good time to buy like stocks or something like that." Obama said a similar thing as
Yeah.
well, and stocks went up. So what I can tell you is actually Trump was telling everyone like stocks are gonna go up. I'm gonna say something, and stocks are gonna go up. And he said, "Be cool," as well in his tweet. So it went up. I don't think that's the part where it says insider trading, but maybe people have been shorting the market right
Yeah,
before Trump
yeah, of
hits
course.
China with tariffs.
But
But yeah, that's it.
but you the video where he was in the Oval Office talking with the CEOs. You made 400 billion. You made free. And the CEO of Schwab, Schwab, the investment firm, it's just
Yeah.
so. I think it was really hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, for me, it seemed dodgy. Honestly, that's my take on it. I think it was. Some people made millions, right? But that's like the same thing we talked about, like senators having incredible returns, even though they probably have zero insights or zero, not zero, but not the greatest amount of knowledge for the stock market.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
but that was crazy for me. That that was typical an American move, an American move. Like, but yeah, as it is, it is. But since you mentioned Obama, by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but Obama also talked about tariffs in the past during his presidency, and it's very interesting how like different the reactions are from a Democratic to a Republican president talking about tariffs. So it's really
I mean,
like
Trump is yeah. I think it's rather than Democratic or Republican, but I think it's about Trump and non-Trump.
yes, 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 pretty
If
much,
you
yes.
think about it, if Ronald Reagan were to say things like this, like market wouldn't react like this, you
Mm,
know, like
yeah,
it's just if I don't know who was the Republican. Was
Bush.
it was Clinton. No, no, no,
Mm, mm.
Bush. It was Bush. Clinton was Democratic, right? Bush was Republican. Bush was okay as well, I would say. Like,
Oh,
but yeah, I mean,
let's
they
not
had
get
the
political.
2008 crisis, no, to
uh,
Bush,
I
to the
think that
Bush
was end
term.
of Bush and then beginning of Obama, pretty much, right? 2008 to
And I
2000.
don't remember. That's why I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, 4 years. I think, yeah, yeah, I think so, something like this. I think it was right at the
So
turn.
yeah, I mean, I genuinely don't think that China can take it for a simple math in my mind. And I read this in like a couple of places as well. First, I believe that China has more fragile economy than US.
Hmm.
I was talking about this as well. I made this table, which I'm going to read out and I'm going to send you as well so you can put it on the video as well.
Yeah, sure.
So I just asked ChatGPT. Basically, I asked ChatGPT about how many countries? One, two, three, four, five, 6 countries. So I asked about China, Germany, America, UK, France, and Turkey. European economical superpowers. One of them is a Middle Eastern economical superpower, and other one is an Asian economical superpower, and America is America.
Hmm.
Um, so and yeah, you see, Middle Eastern superpower is already dealing with like hyperinflation, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's all good, bro. You guys
uh,
doing fine.
we will be okay. We will be okay. So what I asked ChatGPT was, can you please tell me the dates and the years which countries had deflation? And deflation is not really accepted. Like hyperinflation is more accepted than deflation in countries because basically deflation means that your consumers don't wanna spend money, and that's really bad for businesses.
Hmm.
So China had a deflation of 0.3. So they had minus 0.3 CPI in July 2023, February 2025 minus 0.5, 0.7 CPI,
Hmm.
March 2025 minus 0.1 CPI. This is basically a deflation. Germany had deflation between 21 to 23, like 1921 to 23, and one in 1929 to 33. America 30 to 33, and the
Great
2008
Depression.
crisis,
Hmm.
understandably.
Hmm.
And UK between 1921 to 1922, 1929 to 1933. That's UK, and France in 1930s, and they're like mostly graded about the Great Depression of US and like all those like trading problems. And Turkey headed in June 1968.
Mhm.
So, and also not only the deflation part that the economy in China is fragile, but also China needs to sell their stuff. If America doesn't buy Chinese stuff, let's say that they produce all the Apple iPhones in America. Let's say that Apple iPhone prices go up 40% up. America can be a country to fight with this financial instability because they have the money, they have the financial stability. But unfortunately, I don't think China has this. China needs to sell for sure, but America can defend this financial instability without buying. That's what I think. And I read about this, not read about this, but like watched some videos about some finance commentators that I trust. They're
Mhm.
I heard them saying the same thing. So this is what I think. But of course, you never know what's going to happen. But I think China is going to be the loser here, in my opinion. But I think since America came, since Trump came to administration, became the president, he has been saying he is ready to talk with everyone and he wants to talk with China as well. He just wants America to be better. That's it.
Yeah, he wants to put them on top, right, and let them
Yeah.
stay there, I guess. The question is if it works.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, okay, yeah, honestly, uh, I mean, if you say China is a more fragile economy than America, can't really argue with that, to be honest.
Mhm.
But for me, the deflation was fine because China went, like you said, there was deflation in the US in 2008, right?
Mhm.
And China did also go through one of the largest housing crashes in the last years, right? So they had a huge problem. It was a massive crash, and I
When
think
was Evergrande went bankrupt? That was
yeah,
Evergrande going bankrupt, right?
pretty much. I think you can still trade them as a penny stock now, like this crash, right? But that was due to the COVID, the COVID crash and the complete shutdown. How China managed their COVID, right? Which was really brutal because they went total quarantine. My brother was stuck in his apartment, like not like us here in Budapest, bro. He was literally stuck. Yeah, and that also obviously the housing market came to a complete halt still, and it crashed the market. And everybody who's been in the market of China, like myself, knows it was the market of pain for 2 years, 2.5 years. Now it's a little bit better. But like you say, I think when you talk about products or exports, I think it will definitely affect China. It's
Mhm.
America's a major trading partner, and a lot of products get produced in China. And that's why I'm really hoping for the end result of like Trump actually trying to make a better deal with China and Trump being close with President Xi in China in the past in his last term as well. So I'm holding on to a little bit of hope because I think if both work together, I think there can be greater results in the end. To be honest, I think teamwork always works out well. But let's see, right? I like I said earlier with the Chinese trying to get new trade partners in Asia. I heard the Spanish want to sell their e-cars now, their electronic EV vehicles or whatever in Spain. So I don't know. Maybe there's closer trade there possible. Let's see. This is so
I
uncertain, man.
I I've heard about it as well. So one of the things that Europe is very famous of and very good and proud of is their car business, their car
Mm,
manufacturing industry of cars. Especially Italy got affected by this a lot, and they have been giving a lot of troubles to President or Prime Minister Meloni
mhm.
about this. That because of the inflow of Chinese cars, the European brands cannot compete with them because China somehow produces this very cheap and they come here and sell it very cheap. So
Yeah,
I don't think that in terms of cars or any other products, I don't think that China and Europe are going to have a really close relationship. I think Europe is trying to, and I think it was even last week, like Europe braces themselves from inflow of Chinese
Chinese blue
products.
goods. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I think it was last video that we talked about this. So I think Europe is going to be quite careful about this as well, but I don't think that there will be a deep relationship with China and EU in that sense. And I don't
Uh,
know about UK, but EU wise, I don't think that there will be a deep relation into that.
I saw a news the other day where the EU explore actually want to reduce the EV tariffs on Chinese cars. So actually,
Really?
I actually saw a news on that. And what I can agree with here, actually, with you is like when you talk about Italy, France, or Germany, that's where the Chinese market, I think, will have little success. But that's why I mentioned Spain, because Spain don't really have cars. I can't really tell you a Spanish car. So that's maybe
The
a
Alfa
more,
Romeo is Italian, no?
yes, yeah.
Skoda, I think Skoda is Spanish, but I think
No,
it's under the umbrella of Volkswagen now.
Skoda, I think, was
No, Seat
Scandinavian.
is
Oh,
Seat
yeah?
is Spanish. Seat is Spanish. Skoda is I don't know. It might be Scandinavian, but it's
Seat, yeah.
under
You're
the
right.
umbrella company of Volkswagen actually with Audi. Audi, Volkswagen, Skoda. They are under Volkswagen.
Yeah, Seat is definitely Spanish, but yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I saw. I mean, nothing has happened yet, right?
Yeah, of course.
I only saw some news about they're trying to penetrate the Spanish market because it's easier. They don't really have their home-owned brands, really,
Sure.
But trying to compete against Mercedes, Volkswagen in Germany is a little bit hard, I can
Mm.
understand that. And tariff reduction, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I own Xiaomi, I guess, the only EV car from China I really own. But for me, that wouldn't make a difference. I don't think Xiaomi is gonna start instantly producing or sending cars to Germany. They first have to start their market, and I think I would prefer preserving German brands. I always advocate for this in Germany. I also advocate for home production, but and better quality, right? But yeah, we have enough car brands at home. We don't need more. So I think that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
I don't need
yeah,
BYD too much around. But I think that's what will happen if we don't watch out with our own car brands.
yeah. Europe needs to take care of it because that's one of the things that you guys make the most money. I think we can move on to other things if you want. If you want to talk about something else, okay, but I think we should be okay with tariffs.
And honestly, I'm pretty chill in total. I mean, we're at around 25 minutes right now. Maybe just talking about how the stock market will develop. I think what's interesting is we're coming slowly into earnings season. So next week is going to be
I
interesting.
want to talk about that. Yes,
So
yes,
maybe
yes.
maybe let's look into that a little bit. And I think we touch on some
Yes,
stocks at the
definitely.
same
Let's look
time.
into that. I wanted to look at that, but I want to start with last week, which is April 7th to April 13th, because some pretty big companies started with their earnings, in my opinion.
I didn't even see, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, I checked it. I checked it. So
Yeah.
Tesco
hmm
came up with earnings, which I believe that is an important UK brand. They beat it by 5% in revenue and earnings per share by 10%, which is very good. And on Friday before open, it was JP Morgan. I don't follow JP Morgan myself. I don't have JP Morgan and I don't buy JP Morgan, but I buy banks and JP Morgan is the biggest bank in America, as far as I know. They beat their earnings, revenue and earnings per share, which I am quite happy with because JP Morgan is one of the business leaders in terms of banking. So I think that's a good call.
Good indicator in my point of view.
Yeah.
If JP Morgan does well, you can expect the other super banks or investment firms to do well as well, I think.
Yeah.
So,
And on Monday, which is 14th of April, We have before market open, we have Goldman Sachs, which is another important bank. And on Monday,
Favorite.
I believe that that's the only thing that we would really look into.
Yeah, that's interesting for me. I guess I'll just check it. Not that I'll read it or something, but yeah, just a cheeky peek. It's always interesting, just like JP Morgan, I guess. But yeah, I guess for
And
me the
on yeah,
no, no, for me the most
yeah, say.
interesting would be Wednesday. No, for me,
Yeah, I
for
will come
us.
to Wednesday. I will come to
Uh,
Wednesday because that's interesting for me as well. So and on Tuesday before market open, I have Bank of America. There will be Bank of
oh,
America and Citi.
nice, nice. And
Two
City,
very important banks.
oh, Bayersdorf as well. What the hell? Okay,
And in
yes.
terms of Bank of America, they most of the time beat the estimates in revenue and also earnings per share. So
You
that's
feeling
what I
confident
think,
there?
and I am confident on Bank of America. And there is Citi, which is an important bank as well, but I would say they will both beat them, and hopefully we will make money out of them. I'm already in plus with Bank of America, but I hope I'll be in plus more.
Oh yeah, you
So
took a cheeky position, right? Last was it
yeah, I did.
this week or was it already week
No, I
before?
think it has been already 2 weeks in my
Oh,
opinion.
okay.
I'm not sure though. I might be lying, not gonna lie.
Yeah, for
I might be.
ASML, right? That's the main vibe for me at least, I guess. I bought a
No, no,
little
no.
bit this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we move to Wednesday, oof, Wednesday, 16th of April, that's the big day,
That
ASML. We
is,
both
that
have
is.
it. We both have it on our top five picks for 2025 on our list. I have Bank of America as well. It's already in plus. But ASML is very important, and I feel like it's important for semiconductor industry in general.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean,
Hmm.
I bought a little bit extra last week, right? I think I caught the dip perfectly. There was a cheeky dip and it was nice, and I bought it out of pure feeling without limit order or anything. And I really got it nicely. I think I'm actually in plus because it has recovered, but yeah, I took that opportunity. I think it's a top class company, man. I don't think they're gonna, I don't think even if their revenue or their earnings per share is gonna lag a little bit, potentially, right? I think their books are full. That's for me the most important. They have full books, full orders, and even last quarter they already had last full of orders, right? So I think I'm really confident with them that they're gonna be
The
fine.
thing that about ASML that pulls me is no matter what, tariffs, this, that, we need to produce semiconductors. And the way to do it is the lithography machines that they make. Easy as
Yeah.
that.
It won't get away just because there's tariffs. We will still need them. We
No.
need them everywhere at this point. Like
Yeah.
it's unreplaceable, and ASML is still a market leader in my point of view. So
Hmm.
I think
It's a bit of a monopoly.
it's a honestly right now at the point where it is right now. I think it's a great entry point as well. So
Yeah. It's very cheap right
I
now.
would
Like I'm in
definitely
minus.
recommend
I am
ASML.
thinking to buy more, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely wouldn't be a bad position. Thursday,
And on Wednesday after market close, there's not much, at least not that,
no
not the ones that we think of. Thursday, market open, before market open, TSM, very important company.
TSMC, yes, sir.
For yeah, very important company for chip market, and I think I don't know what they're going to do. Like when I checked the history, they beat most of the time their revenue and everything. They beat it. So I am hopeful. And I think they're going to beat this time as well. Because as I said, we will always need semiconductors one way or another.
I don't think in general that we should be too scared of earnings now because nothing really happened yet, right? It's just all hot air, right? I mean, the tariffs have
Mm,
been announced and then they have been paused. So nothing really that should have affected the companies like this short term, right? should reflect on their earnings sheet, I'll be honest. So I'm honestly pretty optimistic on these earnings.
Yeah, I think so as well. And American Express, important. I mean,
True.
we'll see. I think they should be okay as well. But the big boss, Thursday after market close. I have this company in my top picks for 2025. I don't own it yet, but I will buy it on the very first dip when I have the money. Netflix,
Yeah, Netflix. I mean,
big boss.
they are the big boss of streaming. No denying, no denying in that. But honestly, I thought they had a pretty nice dip. I don't know if they have a little bit of a short-term downward trend right now.
A
Um,
bit.
but yeah, let's see. This can be easily broken through by good earnings, right? It loves to react to good earnings. Netflix is a climb on earnings, so it can if there's a nice jump in revenue and a nice jump in maybe subscriber numbers and stuff like this, which the shareholders love, I think. Um,
Yeah.
I think this stock is gonna perform, and I know it, bro. I've watched Netflix after earnings plenty of times. It loves to jump. This stock
Mhm.
is a beast and absolute king. I think king of streaming.
They most of the time beat their earnings per share, but revenue-wise, it's a bit questionable. Hopefully they beat it. Actually, hopefully they don't beat it, so it drops and I can buy. But yeah, because in the long term, I feel like Netflix is always going to be Netflix, and I'm not scared of it.
Yeah, it's like okay, maybe the revenue they didn't hit it, but it's not like they've missed it by huge margins. It's less than
No, no,
1%
no.
most of the time, and uh, I think the continuous growth they still represent is pretty nice. So not gonna lie. If that drops, what would be your entry points for Netflix on US dollar basis? Like, what would you find
Let me
attractive?
check quickly. To be fair, Netflix is one of those companies that I might not look for price so much, but let me check it quickly. Netflix would be, I don't know, maybe like 820s would be okay, I feel like.
800 looks like a juicy position, or 820, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
yeah, that's what I think about Netflix.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know. I don't have much to add. I guess Charles Schwab was on Thursday morning as well, also another investment firm. The one in the
Mhm.
Oval Office with Trump, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, otherwise it looks interesting. The week after is gonna be absolute a beauty of earnings, and after that as well, it's gonna be very interesting. I'm really hyped for the next weeks. And I honestly think, you know me, bro, I'm optimistic. I always stay optimistic. I think the bottom is in. Let's fucking go.
I,
Give
I,
me,
I, I always say, and I am going to repeat myself again, first half of the year I am still bearish, second half I'm bullish.
yes, sir. I mean, still great buying opportunities, right?
Oh yeah,
Right now, it's
100%,
great. I wish I
100%,
had more
100%.
money, bro. I wish.
Yeah, me too, me too, me too.
It
It's
is
all
one
in
of those.
stocks right now. And there's no new money coming. So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's about it. I don't know if I can talk more about anything else. If you don't have anything to add, maybe we can end it.
No, on my side, I think I'm good. Um, it's same old story, I guess. We'll wait, and maybe it drops more, maybe it goes up. I'm optimistic. Let's see. But yeah,
We'll see. Okay,
let's see.
okay. Then it's this week's episode. Thank you for watching. Subscribe,
Yeah,
share
thank
it with
you.
your grandma, watch it, listen, and everything. And we on Spotify as well. Just
Ah,
saying.
yeah, that's true.
We
That
on
is.
Spotify too.
Fair
We have
enough.
an Instagram too.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, like, guys, gotta check it out and share it. That's 100% like.
Yeah, share
All
it
right.
with your grandma. That's very important.
That's actually the most important. Never too late to start
Okay.
investing, bro.
True.
That
Never,
is.
never, never.
All right. Have a good one. Ciao, ciao, everyone.
Bye bye.